Hi, my name is Emerald Luthor, and I'm the daughter of Lex Luthor. I think it's time for me to talk instead of my dad. He's talked enough for me and not enough of me. Because I'm a prized possession. But he doesn't realize that me and him think the same. In a way, I think better. Well, for a start, he has this stupid obsession to mentally outpower Superman. Superman? Let's be honest, Superman isn't that smart. He's just physically stronger, as he was born like that. Can't help it. And FYI, being able to manipulate situations is better. You could be the most clueless person in the world, but if you know how to talk, then you can trick everyone into thinking you're the smartest motherfucker in the universe without having to prove anything. I live by the saying, fake it till you make it. Another thing, when I take over the world, I wouldn't do everything in my power to blow it up. In the process of taking over the world. That is such an irresponsible, pea-brained, idiotic idea. Why would I be spending all my money using this nuclear shit and bombs and whatnot? Like, come on. In my generation, if you pick up a plastic bag from the ocean and post it on social media, you will instantly go viral. And anyone and everyone will praise you. And without them knowing, you could place the bag back into the ocean and no one would actually check. So why not just use all this dirty money, right? Instead of making these poor 18-year-old human killing machines, turn them into tree planting, garbage picking darlings. I'll tell you right now, if they knew the truth, that they were going to end up with life-threatening wounds or mental disturbance, or even the truth why this is all happening, they would rather wear pretty flowery dresses with bonnets than go into war. And on top of that, if I blow up the world, who am I going to rule? Think about it. You know what? Don't think about it. I'm going to be the best and greatest ruler of all time. And that will only be done by slightly pleasing the hippies out there by picking up a plastic bottle off the streets. I do not have time to care about that. Our government... Oh, sweetheart. Do you think we're run by different governments? Oh, you silly, silly man. No, we're all run by the same bunch of brain eaters. I thought you guys already knew this. Well, it's true. We only show us being against each other for the publicity, so we get more money. Especially the votes, please. The only reason we count those pieces of paper is to study how people's brains work nowadays, as it changes constantly because of the online world. Example, meaning of words don't mean what they used to, and most have become inappropriate to use. So we have to be careful, because if we use a word that is trending but not in the right way, we as leaders are So if we catch on that someone expresses that they don't like a word, instead of shaming them and throwing freedom of speech in their face, which doesn't actually exist, because if you do say whatever you want to say, you'll get killed and we'll make it look like an accident, we instead are courteous and simply use a substitute word. And also, we pick our winners in between us. You guys have nothing to do with it. Sometimes for fun, we use a straw game where who picks the shortest straw is announced as a new president, leader, or whatever. We all know each other's plans. Like today, I'm going to go dine with this lot. Secretly, until I get kicked out because it's only for men. But I won't stop fighting until I sit on one of those thrones. Apparently, they're really comfortable. I'm kidding, it's not just for the comfort, it's for the power. So every week they have this dinner, never in the same place, never with the same staff or chefs, never find them. Weekly changes, but one of the founding fathers, as they are called, booked the wives a spa day or some activity for them to be entertained, as men plan the future. We're just given money to do what we want for a time period. We have a bodyguard, you know. Oh, be one of these three things. A greedy billionaire, an intelligent man, or an idiot loved by the public, and they will find a way to contact you. It's that easy. I have my ways. The only two friends I have are my two beloved bodyguards. Barry on the left, spelt with a double I. Don't get that wrong. It's disrespectful not to be able to pronounce or spell someone's name correctly. He's an ex-champion MMA fighter. He killed his last opponent with his bare hands. And he was disqualified. He doesn't like talking about it. Then on the right, we have Papu, spelled with a double P. I'm not sure what his background is. He doesn't speak much. But I've seen him shoot a person between their eyeballs on the first shot. That was in training. It was mannequin. Fortunately, no one has annoyed him enough for him to actually demonstrate that on a human being. I hope it'll happen soon. What? No, having friends at this age, difficult. Because people my age don't know how to have respect. They are afraid to be alone. For instance, if someone does me wrong and I have a so-called best friend, they would still be friends with that piece of and their reasoning would be, but they didn't do anything wrong to me. Okay, if I was in the wrong, which I never am, I would like to be told I messed up, which I would never do because I always think logically before I do anything. Then I would try and bring back the spark of mine and whoever I did wrong. And maybe even yeah, that. Thanks. Pardon you. That's not choosing sides. That's being respectful in a relationship, no matter what type it is. Family, friendship, whatever. It's like your mother choosing a complete stranger's word over you after you've explained to her what has happened and she thinks you did it to yourself and that you should suffer the consequences that you have created for yourself. What? No. Never. Average. Yes, average. As in, didn't get to meet them. Don't think I have any. Who knows? I don't. Father doesn't say anything about himself. But I feel like that's just a normal thing people with dads go through. They just randomly throw a memory of their childhood or some random fact about them. Except my dad only throws facts about the company I already know because I've already read all the papers and stuff. I don't know. We do separate fun stuff. We don't enjoy the same hobbies. Okay, we're family. How does that relate to having stuff in common? Oh, the entirety of mankind is somewhat related. Distantly, very distantly. And that is? Well, duh. Who doesn't want to be in charge? But everyone is in charge in some way or another. You're in charge of this interview and making me talk. You're in charge of making the camera work and record and whatnot. You're in charge of sound. They're in charge of keeping me alive. You're in charge of staring at me? Ah, okay, let's see. I'm just rich, so that's the only advantage I have over you. Over all of you. Classified. Actually, it is. My dad, let's say. How do I put this in a way people understand nowadays? It's trending, in a good way. He's polyamorous. He has many love interests, aka he has severe commitment issues to be with one person and definitely has a type. Brown, straight hair, green eyes, big smile, and is stupid. So if you think you're up for that job, go for it. Free money. But yeah, me growing up, in 3 months, I had like 5 women come up to me saying they're my mom. When I asked them what the f they were doing in my room, I caught them stealing, but yeah. Honestly, I have no idea. In the 50-something he's had since I was born, I've actually only liked 2. Names won't be said, but if they're watching this, you know exactly who you are. Unless it's you, Stacy. Never liked you. Just had to pretend so I could get my dad to sign some papers, okay? Yeah, well, I don't care about her identity. She could just die. I'm kidding. Dad liked her more than any. She stayed like a month. But anyways, I made her life a living hell. What? No. Why would I? He still brought me up and gave me everything I wanted, and honestly, I turned out great. Yeah, but everyone has different qualities. Doesn't mean you always get them from your parents. It mostly depends how you're brought up, what you go through, who you hang out with. But one thing I do appreciate I got from all this growing up experience is that I never doubt letting go of people. Which is actually a very hard thing to do, especially a person who has empathy. I don't have it, I swear. I'm just saying, empathetic people out there. Well, if someone is toxic or gives me the ick, I can easily remove them from my life no matter what relation I have to them. Most fear to let go of people just in case someone else picks them up. Which clearly is just ignorant. Every person at least has 7 doppelgangers, and there's 7 billion of us. I mean, after all the multiple pandemics, there will be like just about half, but that's not the point. There are still a lot of us. Oh, f*** it. This is just the beginning.